everyone, it's Sharana from Pay Your Weights, and today we're going to be reviewing The Little Things, which hits theaters this Friday, also too on HBO Max. This film is written and directed by John Lee Hancock, and it stars the Academy Award-winning actors Denzel Washington, Jared Leto, Rami Malek, as we center around Denzel's character Deacon, who becomes embroiled in this investigation in regards to a serial killer who is terrorizing the city, and he must work together with Sergeant Baxter in order to help bring this case to a close, but also too while this case brings up some disturbing remnants of Deacon's past. So for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome, hello, so glad you came, I hope you stay. I tell you what I enjoyed about the film, what I didn't like about the film. It isn't worth your time paying to see in theaters, or also too on HBO Max, where it's going to premiere the same day this Friday. So going into what I enjoyed about The Little Things, and first and foremost, I love that this crime thriller is more cerebral in a way of a character study than necessarily really trying to focus and hold in on solving this murder. I love that we really get to explore these characters between Sergeant Baxter and also too with Deacon, where we get to learn more about Deacon's past that really helps us understand where Deacon now is as a person, both emotionally and professionally, and really as we uncover the events of his past that have really led him to this crossroads, but also too what is attracting him to trying to solve this case with Baxter. I love that with Rami Malek's character is almost as if he's a glimpse into the past of who Deacon used to be, of who the promise that he had, as we get to see Rami Malek, who plays Sergeant Baxter, who is this hotshot sergeant. He is on the path up to promotion, and the lead investigator in this case that we're trying to uncover. I think that the movie is at its best with the entrance of Jared Leto's character as one of the potential murder suspects. I think that he gives you that cat and mouse gives you that cat and mouse feel to it as his character comes into play, as they're starting to look at this character like it could possibly be their primary suspect, and really the intellect that this character has, the tricks that he plays back and forth with Deacon and also too with Jim. I love kind of the banter that they have, the psychological banter that their characters have, and I think the movie is at its best once Jared Leto actually makes his entrance into the film. Now, performances overall, I enjoy Denzel Washington. I think Denzel Washington, he's one of the best actors living right now. He is absolutely fantastic. I think that he does a great job in The Little Things, but I don't know if it's necessarily like, oh, this is going to be like an iconic Denzel performance. Denzel always brings his A game, and he is engaging and fun to watch on screen, especially as we get to see him and Leto really play against each other. But I think it's really Jared Leto who shines in this film. I think he just brings extra added oomph to the film, which can be a slow burn at times, and I'll get into that as I get into some of the issues that I did have with the film. But I think overall, I love that the film really keeps you engaged, not only as to what is happening with these characters, but also to the circumstances that have led everyone to where we are in this film. And also, too, for those of you who just love trying to solve murders, it definitely takes you on twists and turns. I had a couple of different theories on what was actually going to happen, opposed to what actually does happen in the end. And don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it. It's a spoiler-free review. But I did love that the film challenged me. It challenged me to think. It challenged me to come up with different scenarios that could possibly happen with these characters. And especially, you don't want a movie like this to feel so predictable. I love that it's very ambiguous, and it leaves a lot to be desired upon the audience to really make its decision as to who the good players are, who are the bad players. And that's what I love about this film. Now, even though I have a lot of things that I did enjoy, as I would say is how I feel with most John Lee Hancock films, if you've seen The Highwayman, it's always a pacing issue. This film runs over 2 hours long, and I would say that the film doesn't necessarily get interesting until we get into the second hour of the film, when Jared Leto's character is really pushed to the forefront of the film. Also, too, I would say that I think the film suffers in the first half because I don't necessarily believe the chemistry between Malek and Washington's characters, mainly due to me feeling as though for the first half of the film, I felt like Rami Malek was miscast as playing this detective. I love that Rami Malek is actually trying to branch out, try different regular roles, but it just didn't necessarily hit for me with his performance. I think that he does fine, because how can you not have a good performance when you're having to act off of Denzel Washington and Jared Leto? But I don't know if I necessarily fully believed his character, and I think that really hurt the chemistry between the two main leads to really help us believe, and really it would get into spoiler territory for me to have that make sense. But I'm going to be vague, and I think once you guys watch it, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. And then also too, while I love that the ending is ambiguous and it leaves a lot to be desired, I don't know if necessarily the audience would necessarily be okay with that. Typically in films like this, you want a definite resolution, but I would have to leave that up to you guys to make that decision. But for me, I like the ambiguous ending. I love that it's more of a cerebral ending to really make you think even deeper after the movie is actually over. So what I would tell you guys to do with you in your time for the little things, I definitely think that it is worth watching on HBO Max. I don't necessarily know if I would tell people to rush to theaters to go watch this film, because it is a slow burn. And there's just a couple of things from just the writing standpoint. There's a couple of more things that should have been added, especially if the film would have went in the direction that I thought that it was going to go into. That would have been a damn good movie to go see in theaters. But what I would tell you guys to do with you and your time, I would say that this is definitely worth the watch, but only on HBO Max. So those are my thoughts on the little things. As always, my name is Sharronda from Pay or Waits, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit the notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. And until I see you again.